Shaq, obviously they hit 8 of 9 threes in the second half, and that was kind of the difference. When you guys, they weren't great looks for them, but they went in, what were you seeing there?
I just think we got to, stay more together, in the final 20 minutes, and just got to stay tight. You got to stay locked in, and I feel like we kind of got on our heels a bit.
I guess, the last couple of seasons for you guys have had a lot of games like this that are close and you come out on the wrong side at the end. I guess what's the, message you try to send to keep your head up as you kind of get into those, last couple, segments in the game?
I would just say staying together, staying place with each other and trusting each other and our coaches and just continue fighting. It's not a lack of fight. It's not that. I think we're a good basketball team. I just think we got to stay the course.
Have you seen improvement from this team in the last few games, particularly on the offensive end?
I have. We work really hard towards it in practice, and we compete. We have a competitive culture here, and I just feel like there's always room for improvement.
Robbie, go ahead.
Shaq, big night for you. Career high, 20 points, I think, and a big second half too. I mean, how did you feel like you attacked the game today?
Just playing free, just being able to get to my spots and make teammates better, make myself plays, but just being in attack mode, being aggressive.
Good questions for Shaquille. Got time for a couple more. Go ahead, Steph.
Shaq, I think you guys were able to build a lead as big as 9 in the first half, and then they kind of had a 6-0 run right there before halftime. I guess, do you feel like that kind of let them get back into the game a bit?
Most definitely. I think, the culture they have there is pretty solid. They're a real competitive culture over there too, and they had some big shots down the stretch. Build their confidence and ended the game.
Time for one more. Anybody got it? All right. We'll be back with Coach Jansen when he finishes up with radio.
Chris, I know we talked about it, the other day leading up to this game, but, another tight game down the stretch or come up on the wrong side. I guess what's the message you got to, try to send to your guys in these close games?
We had a couple stretches where it really hurt us. The end of the first half, the game unfolded exactly the way we needed to unfold. I feel like a broken record in terms of the score, the possessions, the feel. We were in command. They were having a hard time scoring against us. The crowd was into the game. And then we had the basket deal, and that happens all the time. And, a little adversity, and they came out of there, and I think it was 6-0, if I'm not mistaken, since that point in the game. And that was a momentum, swing, for all of us. And then the second half there, when it was back and forth, and then all of a sudden it was 6, I think, 55-49, and I just felt like we got it back to 3 maybe once or twice since then, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong too, but a lot of credit's got to go to Tennessee. They were men down. It was a golden opportunity for our program, for our team this year, and it's costly. It's very costly, and but man, they got some winning guys over there. That point guard Ziegler, 40 minutes. You wouldn't have thought he played 40 minutes. How hard he played all the way to the end, and just running the team and defending, and he runs the show. And the other guys stepped up when they needed him, and then to go 8 for 9 in the second half and 14 to 15 from the line, they did what they had to do to win the game.
Paul, go ahead.
You mentioned you're giving Tennessee a lot of credit. You feel like that was pretty much the credit. They made 8 of 9 threes, and a lot of them were heavily contested by y'all.
That's what good programs and good players do. You go on the road, and there's always timely shot opportunities, and we haven't made a ton of them when we really needed them in the league. We did in the non-league a couple games, but we haven't been able to do it in SEC play, and that ends up, usually being the difference maker. a couple plays that just changed the complexion of the game. And you never know when they're going to happen. You try to guard against them as best you can. But, I don't know. I'll have to watch the film, obviously, to see how well we did or didn't contest. I know a couple of them were bombs, but, like I said, that's what good teams and good programs do.
Go ahead, Robbie, to coach's right.
Shaq had a career high points tonight, and seems to give you guys a lift when he's able to have that offensive production. I mean, what can you say about what he's done and kind of how he's fought through some adversity too sometimes this year?
Yeah, when him and Rams are out there together, it gives us a little more diversity offensively. We can open the floor a little bit more because we got multiple guys that can get in the paint and create for themselves and others. And he got to the line, obviously. He knocked down a couple threes. He's got some wiggle in his game, and he's obviously very athletic. So, again, he's a starter. He played 28 minutes. He knows that, but it's nice having him to be able to come in for either guard spot, depending on the flow of the game and foul situations. But we need him and others, to be consistent with that most nights.
Back to Steph.
I know you mentioned that 6-0 run there at the end of the first half. I guess how big of a stretch was that going from up 9 to being tied at halftime?
I thought it was crucial. Like I said, that game was right where we needed it. We were really guarding. Like all the SEC games we played in, it was a very physical contest. And at least 4 times there in the first half, we got it right to the rim. And, there was athletic guys going at it, and they won a lot of those confrontations, at the rim where we were trying to finish it, dunk it. And they were pivotal plays. You make those, and who knows how many points you're up, and the crowd gets into it, and and when you get rejected like that, sometimes it just turns the tide. And I thought those plays were highly athletic plays, high level plays by both guys at the rim, and they just won more of those in the first half, and I just think it kind of changed the feel, at least going into halftime.
You talked about some of the toughness in this game. And Shaq had just said that he didn't feel like the toughness went away at all in the 40 minutes today. I guess how do you keep that toughness going when the losses start to pile up and you have these rugged games and you come up on the wrong side? I guess what's the message to your team in practice as you go get ready for another game?
That's the challenge. It's the last thing I talked to the team about before we left to do our media responsibilities, was that we're a good basketball team, and if we can stick together and stay the course, we'll have opportunities to win games in this league this year. You guys that follow us closely know, how we've played, and certainly at Tennessee wasn't one I'm talking about, but the rest of them we've had opportunities to win those games. But it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge that we all face, and it starts with me and my staff to set the mood, the vibe, and to stay hungry and stay focused and continue to work and believe, just to believe in what we're doing and believe in one another. And, that'll be a big focus for us heading into the Florida game.
Any other questions for Coach before we let him go? All right, we'll see you Saturday night, guys.